Hi there, I am teacher Christabel, and today I am here to get rocky with you. Why do I have all these rocks in front of me? It's because I want to talk about rocks. I would like your input. I would like you to drop a comment, say something, contribute something that is going to enhance the learning of a child. Okay, so today I'm here to talk about the different types of rocks and their properties and ways that my children and I are going to be identifying all the rocks that they have brought in from their rock hunting exercise. So we have a collection of rocks. I just put a few here together. But before this, we had talked about the uniqueness or the properties of each of the three types of rocks. Now, what are the three types of rocks? Do you know it? Well, the first is sedimentary, the second is metamorphic, and the third is igneous. We are going to be talking about the properties of this rock before I delve into today's discussion. Now, sedimentary rocks are rocks that are formed from layers and layers of deposits under water. Now, this is why the rocks are in layers and they're called sandwich rocks. Do you know sandwich? When you want to make a sandwich, you put a slice of bread, put your filling, put another slice of bread. So you have your sandwich in layers. This is why these rocks are called sandwich rocks. And they're made from deposits of substances, all sorts of substances. It could be dead organic matter, it could be shells, it could be bones, it could be, it could be other stones just coming together in layers and then cementing with the help of the minerals from which rocks are made. Do you know that rocks are actually substances that consist of minerals? These minerals sometimes serve as a gluing agent for the sedimentary rock. So for igneous rocks, those rocks are called volcanic rocks, and this is because they are usually formed as a result of volcanic eruptions. Now, sometimes we have the liquid part of the earth rising up in a volcano. Now, when it's rising up within the ground or within the earth, it is called magma. When it erupts, boom, it is called lava. Now, when lava or magma cools, an igneous rock is formed. Igneous rocks are particularly glassy rocks or rocks that are crystal-like, meaning that they have crystals in them. Now, if the crystals are large, it is most likely that the rocks were formed underground. But if the crystals are small, then it is very likely that they were formed on top of the ground. So rocks with large crystals are formed from magma, and then rocks with tiny crystals are formed from lava. And remember I said that these rocks are also called volcanic rocks. Now, the next rock that I want to talk about are the metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic means transformation. Now, these rocks are formed from igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, or even another type of metamorphic rock that has gone through a lot of heat and pressure to a point where a different or an entirely new rock is formed. This is why these rocks are called, guess, cooked rocks. So I have talked about the sandwich rocks, I have talked about the volcanic rocks, and I have talked about the cooked rocks. They are also known as sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic rocks. So after discussing this with my children, I told them to go rock hunting. They all came back with a variety of rocks. Now I'm going to see if we are going to be able to identify, what category these rocks fall under. And after the whole session, because I just want to talk about it so I know how the lesson will go, we're going to do a permeability test, we're going to do a scratch test, we're going to do a whole lot of scientific inquiry on rocks. I will post the scientific inquiry worksheet that I made after this video, so if you want to see it, just stick to the end. All right, so I have before me, I'll pick the white rock, this rock. What rock would this be? Could this be, considering all the properties of the rocks that I have talked about? Could this be a sedimentary rock? Let's check if it's breakable. Okay, so let me try the edge, because it's easier to break at the edge, right? Not working. So sedimentary rocks are usually breakable. This wasn't breakable. Let's try another property. Sedimentary rocks usually have a dull, earthy appearance. Now let's look at this. It doesn't have a dull, earthy appearance. Okay, sedimentary rocks, like I said, are in layers. They could have visible layers, or it's possible to find one of the layers are not very visible. Now I'm going to look at this to see if maybe I can find one or two visible layers. No, I can't find. So if I were my learner, I wouldn't categorize this as a sedimentary rock. I'll move on to the next rock, which is the igneous rock. One thing we know is that the igneous rocks are glassy. These ain't glassy, or they are crystal-like. Do you know what? I can see some shiny gleam on the crystals. Can you see it? Boom. I can see it. So it is most likely an igneous rock. Another thing that is exceptionally unique about the igneous rock is that they look like, they're puzzle-like. it looks like your granules have been perfectly fit together. Now I can actually see the granules of the igneous rocks, and it looks as if they have been fit together like a puzzle, a perfectly fit puzzle. I can see it. I don't know if the camera is going to do justice to this, but I really can see it. So if I were my learner, I would already be tilting towards the igneous rock. But like I always tell my learner, it's not enough to put a full stop until you are certain. So let's go to the metamorphic rock to be sure that it is not metamorphic and there is no confusion. One thing that is unique about the metamorphic rock is that they look like rocks that have been squashed. Now they are not puzzle-like, but they have bands. So let's look. I don't see bands here. And I think it looks more puzzle-like than squashy. So if I were my learner, I would say this is an igneous rock. Boom. So we're done with that one. Now let's look at this one. This is a grayish, creamish rock. Now the big question is, what category would this fall under? I would say it already has an earthy appearance, so I'll just go straight to sedimentary and say it fits all the criteria, okay? Now it is earthy, number one. Is it breakable? Ooh, breakable, but that hurt my finger. But it's breakable. The second thing is, does it have layers? You answer that. Yes, it does. Look at the first layer there, and there's a second layer, and I can see a third layer. So it does have layers. So it already fits almost all the criteria for a sedimentary rock. I do not see dead organic matter. I do not see particles. I do not see anything inside. But if it has hit 3 out of 4 of the properties, woo, it's most likely sedimentary rock. Now, like I said, let's check igneous and metamorphic to be sure. Now, igneous usually have crystals or they are glassy. Ain't crystal, ain't glassy, and I can't see evidence of, what it consists of being together like a puzzle. I can't see that, so it's definitely not igneous. Now let's go to metamorphic. Metamorphic usually has bands and it looks squashed and it's not breakable. So if peradventure, well, it doesn't have bands, it doesn't look squashed, but just say your eyes are deceiving you, it was breakable. So this is most likely a sedimentary rock. Boom, 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 bye. Now let's look at this massive one staying here. Yeah. Can you see that? Cool. Now, is it breakable? It's not breakable. Does it have an earthy look? I don't think so. But it's not breakable, so automatically I would just take out sedimentary rock. But like I said, let's just try. Now, I can see lines. One could mistake the lines for layers. But are they really lines or are they bands? Now, let's go on to igneous before we disqualify sedimentary rock. Maybe dealing with igneous would help us gain more clarity. Now, igneous rock usually are either crystal-like or, calm down, or they are glassy. This is not glassy, and I don't see crystals, so igneous is out of the game. Yeah, and the particles are not fit together like a puzzle. So it's either metamorphic or sedimentary. Metamorphic rocks look squashy. Does this look squashy? The lines, do they look like they're squashy? Okay, I think this part is a bit clearer. I think it looks a bit squashy to me. I don't know. But if I were the children, I would say this is metamorphic because sedimentary rocks are usually breakable. They're easily scratched. So I try to get the debris out of this. It's not so easy and all of that. So I'll take this out. Woo! Now there's this dark rock here in front of me. I think it's really cool. So I would like to know if this is sedimentary. No. It looks like it has layers. But I don't see evidence of dead organic matter. I don't see evidence of, another thing embedded in this one. I don't see evidences of the fact that it consists of other particles.